Hi friends, welcome to codewithsugi YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to discuss about null pointer exception and array index out of bound exception. For that, I'm going to create a class called exception test2. So before we get into this video, if you are new to our channel and if you are not aware of what we have discussed till date, so you don't need to worry. We always used to add all the links in the description. So please go ahead and have a look on the previous videos. Now, we're going to discuss about null pointer exception. What is meant by null pointer exception? Whenever you are trying to perform anything on a null value, then it will raise the exception called null pointer exception. For that, I'm going to take a small example, string name equal to null. Then I'm going to say try name dot length. I'm trying to find the length of the name. Then trying to catch. So here I knew that the null pointer exception which may happen if I try to access null value. So I'm going to have null pointer exception class over here, and in sysout I'm going to say unfortunately you are trying to get length on null value. Please correct it. Like this, I'm gonna send a message, and then e dot we have a get message method and get localized message. Okay, so this get message is directly coming from null pointer exception, but this get localized message is coming from throwable. So I'm gonna try get message now. Just I'm gonna run this program to see what is the output we are getting. Okay, unfortunately you are trying to get length on null value. Please correct it. Okay, cannot invoke string.length because name is null. Okay, so it's giving a proper message whenever you say get message. Then if you want to see the entire stack trace, then you have to say e.print stack trace. Okay, now I'm going to run this. So the get message is just giving this message. Print stack trace will give you more information to us, right? So the package name is com.codewithsugi exceptions, and the class name is exception test2, and the exception happened on the main method. Okay, then where the exception is happened on line number 13. So now if you go and see, really is this happened on 13? Yes, the exception is happened on line number 13. So this how you can print your exception with the different methods. Let's see some other options over here. E dot get localized message. We have to print this. The print stack trace automatically it will print for us, but the other methods you have to put it in logger or in sysout. Now I'm going to run this program to see the output. Localized message is also giving the message from the exception. We can use the get stack trace, but we have to print this. Okay, I'm going to run this to see the output. So it has the object. I will recommend you to have a look on this method which is available in the exception class. So this is the best example for null pointer exception. So when this exception will happen, so whenever you are trying to access null value, or whenever you are trying to do some manipulation on the null value, then the null pointer exception will happen. So the next one we have to see is array index out of bound exception. For that I'm going to take one example, integer. I will say array equal to new int of 2, then array of 0 equal to 1, then array of 1 equal to 2. This is how we have assigned the value to array. Right, now I'm going to print the value of array of 2. Okay, value of an array second index. This is how I'm having in line number 19. I will little bit explain about this. We have an array called ARR and it's going to hold two values. So we all know the index will start from 0 and then index will end a length minus 1. So here we will have the indexes as 0, 1. So it will hold the value in 0 and 1. But while I'm trying to access the value, I have given wrongly array of 2. Now we're going to see what is the output we are getting out of it. Okay, just for time being I will comment this. Okay, and here I need to change it as array index out of bound exception. Now I am going to run this program to see the output. See, we are getting the output as array index out of bound exception, index 2 out of bounds for length 2. When we will get array index out of bound? Whenever we trying to access the index which is not associated to that particular array. So now we have some idea about when this array index out of bound exception happen. Now what I'm going to do, now I'm going to have this name.length over here. Instead of array out of bound exception, I'm going to have exception class. Then my expectation would be, now I am handling exception class, which is the base class for null pointer exception and array index out of bound exception. So my expectation would be, it should print two exceptions over here. First one, it has to say like null pointer exception. The second one, it has to say like array index out of bound exception. That is the expectation from our side, right? I'm going to run this program to see really it's happening like that or not. Just it printed the null pointer exception only, but it didn't convey any message about the next exception which we are having in the line number 19. Then what we are understanding it from here, so the understanding which we are getting from here is, whenever an exception happened, okay, then the control is directly given into the catch block. Then whatever we are having in the catch will get executed. Then again the control will not given back to try. What will happen? The control will be moved to after the catch block. That is, it will directly look for the after the try catch block. If there is anything, then it will execute. Say for example, I'm gonna say this out over here and I'm printing I am in the end of program. Now I'm going to run this to see really is this happening like that or not. See, automatically after this first exception, the control is not written back to the try. Instead of it's just going forward the next line of code and it's executed the remaining lines. So you have to keep in mind, whenever we are trying to create a try catch block, you should have a minimal line of code and it should have only one exception. Once the exception is happened, then automatically the control will be given to catch. Okay, then the control will not again given back to try. So what we have to do whenever we are writing a program, we have to catch only a small number of lines which will raise a particular exception. We should not club all the code which may raise different exception, because it will not handle more than one exception at a given point of time. So now how to handle this? We should have a different try catch block to handle this. I'm going to just cut this and I'm going to have end of first try, and then I will say surround with try catch block. Here instead of exception, here you can say null pointer exception. Here we can say array index out of bound exception. I will copy and paste it here. Unfortunately, we are trying to access unavailable index. End of program. Okay, this is what I'm having now. I will explain you a little bit about this. The first try catch will catch null pointer exception. Then the second try catch will catch the array index out of bound exception. Just I'm going to run this to see is this working as expected or not. So I'm in the first try and it's saying null pointer exception. Then I'm in the second try and it's saying like array index out of bound exception. So one key takeaway from this is whenever we have a try catch block, we have to make sure that try is trying any one particular type of exception. Then we have to catch it. In catch, we can say different type of exceptions, but in try, you should have only or you should expect only one exception out of the try. Whenever you're trying a try catch block, you have to always keep this in mind. I think that's all about null pointer exception and array index out of bound exception. So we have discussed so many things in this. So try to do some more practice to get familiar with this. In the upcoming videos, we're going to discuss few examples with checked exceptions. Okay, then we will discuss about throw and throws, all those things. Still you guys have any doubt with unchecked exceptions or runtime exception, then please feel free to put your comments in the comment section so that we will have a look and we will try to revert back as soon as possible. And please don't forget, we always used to add all the code in the GitHub and the link is available in the description. Please go and have a look on that too. Thanks for watching our videos. Please subscribe our channel for more videos like this. Keep supporting us. Thank you.